8:30 now. So hopefully you guys are able to catch up with what's going on. I have this now blasted on all different platforms right now. So let me go ahead and explain. My name is Cody Myler. I'm the owner of Next Rep Fitness here in Dallas. I'm the host of the MF Fitness podcast. And guys, May 13th, it's been something else. I want to go ahead and remind you guys while I'm in it. So I now have this podcast going live. I've got live in different areas. I've got on YouTube under the MF Fitness Podcast YouTube channel, under the Fit Keto Cowboy YouTube channel, also under the Fit Keto Cowboy Facebook and the MF Fitness Facebook, my own personal Facebook. And then you can also listen live on the Streamer app, or Speaker app, I'm sorry. And if you missed all that and you can't watch it live, and I have a live stream of the podcast going on the MF Fitness Podcast Instagram page as well. We're live there. If you go there, you're going to notice that I have a green screen on Instagram. What you guys might see is an actual logo of the MF Fitness Podcast and all the good graphics and all that stuff going on. So if you're watching it on YouTube, on Facebook, that's what you get. If you're watching on Instagram, I've got a green screen behind me. Sorry. Also, if you're watching this, you're not going to get all the sound effects. You're not going to get all the music. You're not going to get all that stuff that everybody else has that are listening to this either on a podcast or listening to live through the Spreaker podcast app. So now I have that out of the way. This is a whole new change in the podcast. It used to be called the Myler Flex Podcast, now the MF Fitness Podcast. And so I'm really trying to reach out to as many people as possible about this. So let me go ahead while I have your attention and let you guys know what today's topic is that we are going to dive into later on into the podcast. Today's topic is, are you ready for gyms to open up with COVID-19 being so active? Okay, think about it. Also, I want you guys to know that if you are on the Facebook or YouTube channels and pages, you guys can comment, and I can put these up on the screen for people to see your comments. Also on Instagram, I can see your comments there as well. So please go ahead, comment. Let's see what you guys have to say. And if you would love to be on the podcast, just hit me up, message me, and we'll get you on here right now. Okay. So let's get into what the weather around here. Sorry if you guys saw this podcast an hour ago. I'm redoing it all, but the weather around here has been rain and then hot. Rain and then hot. Just when I get ready to go do something, it starts to downpour and then it gets hot again. So the rain around here in the Dallas DFW area has been crazy. I don't know about the rest of you guys and the rest of the country, but it's been pretty wild around here. Also, if you guys have been following for the last couple of weeks, I have started a boat restoring business, a little bit of a side hustle. So I'm taking these old boats, these junk boats that you see, and I am restoring them. So that way people can have a boat at a good price and they can go enjoy the water. Now that we live out in Lake Louisville and in Little Elm, I see a lot of people that would want to be out here on the water and enjoy boats, but we all know boats can be really expensive to buy. And so I have a little bit of history in restoring cars, and I'm not messing with the motors of the boats. I'm letting somebody else deal with all that nonsense, but I'm dealing with all the cosmetics, all the body work, all the interior, the upholstery, doing all that stuff and bringing a boat back to life. So, I should get your guys' input. I've really been trying to focus on a name for the company. I started with CDM Boat Restore, CDM being Cody Dale Myler. Yep. Now you all know my middle name. Now you know my middle name is Dale. But I'm still trying to focus on what do I want to call this. There's a really cool show on Netflix something garage where they restore, all old cars, and they are so talented. So I was like, oh, CDM Boat Garage, but then I don't want to be known like I don't repair boats. I'm just going to restore them, flip them, sell them, all that good stuff. All right, there we go. We got a comment. Hey, how you doing, Daisy? How you doing? She said, proud of your hustle. Hey, I know you guys hustle at all. And you guys, they are owners of tattoo parlors around here in Dallas, and they kick ass. And I know that they are, getting the hit just like I am. They are getting the hit. All barbershops, tattoo parlors, all that stuff, they're getting a hit just as well. So, but we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into that topic on this isn't necessarily a podcast to debate what's right, what's wrong. I'm not really wanting to do that. I'm really just wanting to get a feel of how people are. Where are you right now? Like where are you? Do you feel comfortable? All that good stuff. So just bear with me. Here in about another 20 minutes, we're going to dive into it. I'm going to let everybody comment. There we go. Gotham Garage. There, the wifey steps in. Gotham Garage right there. There, Daisy. Let us open. What's up? Yeah. So, that's really what's been happening. Last weekend was Mother's Day. So happy belated Mother's Day to all of you out there. I hope you were able to enjoy it, even though we were in a little bit of a shutdown. Some of the restaurants and stuff have opened up around here. We've actually gone to a couple of them, and not going to lie, I wanted margarita, so we got margarita. And, let's see. Well, and then another thing that's happening this weekend, it's my wife and I's 5-year wedding anniversary. So we're going to be doing something. I don't know. We're still trying to figure all that out. Still trying to figure how deep we want to dive into the public right now. So anyway, let me go ahead. If you guys are watching this, you're going to notice that sometimes I'm going to stop talking. It's because I am playing this on the live radio app. So people that are listening to this actually get to hear all the music, the sound effects, the commercials, all that good stuff. So if you're watching this and I happen to pause for a second, it's just because I'm playing something that needs to be played. So let's go to our sponsor. Awesome. That's one of our sponsors, Raw Roots here in Dallas. I know Jackie Robinson, the owner. He's an awesome dude. And so if you guys are into cold press juices, totally go hit them up. Raw Roots. Use Myler Flex to get a 15% off discount. Yeah, I wish I could combine the sound effects over on this platform with my podcast platform. The only thing I was able to come up with is that I would have to have a second microphone and actually sit it on the computer speaker, so that way everybody watching could could see that, and or hear that. So I don't know. I'm kind of a anal. I really want everything to work together. So anyways, you guys may have noticed that, well, let's go ahead. Let's play this. It's time for What the Fitness. So you guys, if you watched listened last week on my podcast, you heard me talk about how Gold's Gym ended up having to file bankruptcy. Also, you're hearing that 24-Hour Fitness is really trying to figure out how to stay alive with all this. There's lots of gyms that I am seeing from big to small that are having a hard time getting through this. And, it's sad. I had to go and really work a deal with my landlord, with my gym. And, we are able to, to work something out, and hopefully in the long run, it does help us and we don't have to shut Next Prep Fitness down. But the news is that, now the next phase is that gyms and barbershops yeah, I think barbershop. I know barbershops in Missouri. My best friend Brad Nelson owns Outlaw, and he's been open for the last week. And I think this last week also Jen, one of our friends, she's been working. So I think barbershops and salons and all that they have been able to be open here in Texas, but like tattoo parlors, I don't think have. But gyms haven't. And gyms was one of the first businesses to get the kibosh shut down. You guys are done. I had to shut my gym April on April or I'm sorry, St. Patty's Day, April 17th. That's when I had to shut my gym down. So yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, but that's what is in the fitness. What the fitness now is all the gyms opening up, and I think every state is about the same as far as regulations. I could be wrong. I know what Texas is, and I'll share that with you here in a little bit. But it's really sad to see because I know, I know what it feels like to be the business owner and possibly have that scare of, oh wow, we may not open. Like this went from, okay, we'll deal with this and it may be a couple weeks to now it's been 2 months, almost 60 days. I think it'll be about 61 days that we've been closed when we get to open up on May 18th. So, whew, scary stuff. You guys have probably seen the um, all the benefits, all the uh, what am I trying to think of? All the fundraisers for homeless, for people that can't get food. Even as far as like Little Wayne did a fundraiser for DJs because DJs can't work right now. All the clubs, all the bars, and all that they're closed. There was a big comedy fundraiser. I don't remember the exact name, but all these comics got together. So all these comics that have to, they're in the hustle, they're in the grind, trying to go from nightclub to nightclub every night. They're shut down. They can't make money, and so there were fundraisers for that. And so there was another one that YouTube had, a big nationwide global fundraiser, and a lot of artists went on there to sing. Some of you might have seen Post Malone. He got on there and did the whole Nirvana, album. That was pretty wild. Most people was like, what in the world? Post Malone doing Nirvana? But yeah, he did that. But let me go ahead. It's that time of the show. Bee of the week. So this week I went ahead and I picked a song that was actually played during the Corona fundraiser that YouTube had, and it's by One Republic. It's called "Better Days." It's really the reason why I played this one. It has a connection with what's going on with today, and also it's a song of hope, of a little bit of hope, and that I really do feel that there are better days in front of us. We got to do the right thing and make the right steps, but I really do think that we do have some better days in front of us. So with that being said, enjoy the song. Again, if you're watching, I'm going to be sitting here for about 3 minutes not saying anything. All right, that was this week's Beat of the Week. That was One Republic, Better Days. For you guys that are watching this live on all the YouTube and Facebook platforms and Instagram, and you didn't hear that song, do yourself a favor. It's not one of my headbangers that I normally have for What the Fitness to get you hype in the gym, but it's a song that relates right now, and they have a lot of drops from real people, and real people that it's affected. So go check that song out. It's a pretty damn good song. So now let's get into the nuts and bolts of this podcast. And I really hope that enough people get to tune in now. And so what we're talking about is, how do you feel about gyms opening up with COVID-19 being so active? Okay. So we had some people comment earlier. I want to get those things posted up there. Where we go, we got right here. Mask, yes or no? Why? We got another one right here. Oh, Jessica, what's going on? How you doing? Long time no see. She says, do it. Be smart. It's good for our minds, if nothing else. And then let's see. We got another one right here. Who has done online concerts? Let's see. Oh, we got Sharon. She says open. Let me go back to this one. Who has done online concerts? We did several with Blue October. We got Debbie Crawford, my mother-in-law, saying open. So now here's where I come into play. Here's where I come into play. We had Daisy. She's saying she's an early bird, so she's not scared. Let's go do this. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of context on what is going to happen coming May 18th here, at least in Texas. I think this is pretty much the protocol nationwide, but I do know here in Texas, here's what it is for gyms. Number one, can't go over 25% occupancy. So my gym is 177 people. That's the occupancy. So I can have about 45 people in there. Number two, everybody must wear full fingered gloves, whether if they're weightlifting gloves, the rubber gloves, whatever. You must wear gloves. Okay. Do you have to wear a mask? No, you don't. That's optional. That's up to you. Also, the locker rooms and showers cannot be in use, so nobody can use those. Now, for me in my gym, it's open 24/7. A lot of that is going to be kind of hard. I'm kind of worried. I think we're going to be okay on the 45 people thing. And, we're just going to have to put locks on all the showers and locker rooms and all that to prevent that. And then also the other thing is you must wipe everything down. We are going to have some humidifiers in the gym with some product in there to kill viruses in the air, and constantly wiping equipment down and all that good stuff. So now that you have those precautions and you're going into the gym, how do you feel about that? Are you going to go into the gym? And please comment if you guys are watching on YouTube or Facebook. Comment. We saw a picture of, I believe, just kind of looking at it and me kind of knowing different gyms. I think it was a Lifetime Fitness, and they've got tons of treadmills and ellipticals and stuff. And literally from ceiling to floor, in between each one of them, there was a hard piece of clear plastic separating everybody. And I'm just like, really, that's a huge investment. So is that where we got to go and all this stuff? So, is that what you guys want? Is that what you guys feel that you need to be okay going into the gym? Okay. Right here, got a question. Do you have to wear gloves if you're just doing cardio? That's a good question. I honestly think that I would say, yeah. I think if a city official was to walk in and they saw that, because you're still touching the equipment, people are punching the numbers and all that stuff. So I honestly think, yeah, you're probably going to have to wear gloves for that. Oh yeah. Another good one. Thanks. The 6 foot distance, we still got to keep the 6 foot, maintain the 6 foot distance. So, yeah, that's what's happening. Um, so before I kind of dive into this a little deeper, uh, some people may be watching this for the first time, may even be seeing me for the first time, don't really know who I am, where I lie in my thoughts and my beliefs and my feelings. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you, I don't, I'm not a 100% belief. I don't have strong feelings for either side. I'm the dude that's in the middle, and I will call everybody wrong and I'll call everybody right. I don't care what side you're on, what you believe in. I am a realist, and I'm also a realist with using educated mindsets. Okay. So I'm also going to play devil's advocate. I want people, the number one thing that makes me irritated with people is they don't think about the other side. And once somebody gets their mind set in that one direction and one thought, that's all they sit with, and they tell the world about. And nobody is 1000% right. Nobody's 1000% wrong. Everybody's got a little bit of leeway both ways. Now, I'm the person that has no problem at all saying that you're right, and it has no problem saying that you're wrong. A lot of people have a hard time saying that you're right, and a lot of people have no problem saying you're wrong. So that's a big, big, big disconnection in this global world that we live in. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you some scenarios, and I want to hear what you might think and where you might even stand on these. So, one thing we're going to talk, Dr. Fauci came out today and said that we will never be virus free of the coronavirus. The numbers are going to go down during the summer around here, but they are going to go up in South Africa and Argentina and all these other countries. It's going to get cooler, and then we're going to open up global travel. We're going to have people traveling to those countries, and it's going to come back here. It's just common sense, people. It got here from China. It's just common sense. Now, you can go into this little debate of somebody, uh, you know, produced this virus, somebody infected 1,000 Chinese guys and sent them off into the world to get the world, okay, whatever. Shut up. Okay. We don't need to worry about that. That's not what we know. Is the virus is real. It's here. How do we control it? What do we have to do now? It's too late for fighting and talking about who did it, why, where it came from, all that stuff. We're too deep now. I'm past all that. I'm trying to figure out what's the right step to move forward for the world. And so, he said that we're never going to be truly virus free. There will be a point where, if with every virus, that most people are going to kind of get immune to it. But with doing that, there's going to be fatalities. Now, what we're seeing is 66% of the people that are getting it right now are actually the ones staying at home, being quarantined. Now, here's my theory on that. A lot of it is because they aren't doing shit but sitting at home watching Netflix. They aren't getting outside. They aren't being active. Okay. I mean, the sun and being outside is a huge difference in this virus. And then the other side of it, I saw this article. I showed this to my wife last night. I was like, man, dang, that's so sad. This gentleman, 53 years old in New York, has corona, was on his deathbed, dying. His son's holding his hand. His son is 23 years old. He says to his son, his son says to him, one day we're going to be together in heaven. I want to be with you. 16 days later, the 23-year-old son died. So 16 days later, he's in heaven with his father. Now, let's look a little deeper into that picture. If you looked at the people, whether the 53-year-old man or the 23-year-old kid, they were both very obese. And so that's what we're seeing too, is older people that don't have a great immune system diabetics, all that are the ones that are more susceptible to death. Now, you know, that's the great debate. Do we just go ahead and just open it up and the people that survive, survive, and the people that pass away, pass away? One of my biggest concerns, nobody, there's not one person on this planet that can answer this question. If you open up the floodgates and open up economy and let everybody just go back to living life the way it was, it's a fact we're going to have more infections. Dallas averages 250 new infections, new cases every day. So it's a fact. There's 1.3 million people in Dallas alone. It'd take about 5 years for the whole county to get infected. Okay. So if like you were looking at it in a statistical, if I go back in my basketball coaching days and I looked at that stat and coronavirus was an outside shooter, I would say leave him open. He ain't ever hitting that. Okay. But it is true. It's real. And there are really bad circumstances to it for a lot of people that do get it. But one of my biggest concerns is right now we're at a place where the economy has taken a big drop. Of course it has. It totally has. And there's a lot of bad shit happening. I'm worried that we open up totally and what we have seen will be just an appetizer, because the evidence of what's happening, what people are doing right now, they aren't abiding by the rules. They aren't there. There was restaurants, tons of restaurants in this last week when they were able to open up that were not, they were packed, every table. And so that's where, there's these guidelines. There's a reason that we've got to be smart. So we've got that's one side of looking at it, is if we open up, there's a possibility we just open up floodgate and we infect way more people than where we are right now. And then when that happens, the economy is going to crash harder than it has right now. Okay. Now you got the other side of it. We open up and maybe people get infected and there's enough people out there that can survive it, and the economy can grow and get stable, and we eventually have a vaccine and a medicine that will be able to hold off the virus come the fall. That's another possibility. There's nobody that can answer that. And that's the silver lining in all this. It's so difficult. We all understand that we need to make money in the economy. There's still just that fine line in what do we do? I feel as far as the health side of it, if you go on the health side of it, I don't feel we should open up completely yet. If you're talking about the economics of it, I mean, we're kind of forced to a degree. And that's sad. Again, money ends up being the stupid power. And how powerful is money? It just drives me nuts. So yeah, I'm in an eternal battle myself. I am going to go to work on Monday. I am going to go into the heart of where 250 new people are getting infected. And that's right now with somewhat of being quarantined. Now we're going to open the floodgates. So it'll be really interesting to see, come June 1st, what the numbers look like, all the testing. And yes, people can go into, the stats are skewed. Half of those people didn't have. Okay. Yes. We can go still, even if you take 50% of it, it's still high numbers. Yes. Can you go and say, that's not the pandemic, freaking obesity is the pandemic. It kills more people. Rattlesnakes have more bites per year. It kills more people. Yes. We know that. But guess what? That stuff can be controlled. You don't have to go out in the field with the rattlesnakes. You can work out. You cannot eat junk. All that stuff's controlled. This thing that you cannot see is not controlled. You personally cannot control it. See, you know, the coronavirus is like Jordan in a way. You can't control it. You just hope that you can contain it. Okay. So by using disinfectant, by wiping everything down, by keeping 6 feet away, by wearing, believe it or not, if you want to, a mask. I personally believe a mask works, but I also take that next step. I have a regular medical mask and I have a cover up over that mask. I disinfect the cover up. You know, some people are saying that when you have that mask, if you do happen to breathe in the particles, they're stuck in that mask. So I'm trying to do as much as I can to even disinfect the mask, keep that. I'm wiping my face with the wipes the whole time. So I'm still doing that. Just think about it. So it was a funny little meme the other day that somebody said, okay, well, think of it like this. You're standing next to a guy and he's naked, or you're naked. Okay. He takes a leak on you and you have nothing on. You're soaked. Okay. The next day, you got some jeans on. He takes a leak on you. The jeans are soaked. It's not as bad, and it went into more detail with that. And it's kind of the same thing how I feel about mask in a way. Yeah, I was listening to Andy Frisella on his podcast, The Real AF, and I mean, he went into a whole irate thing about if you wear a mask, then you're standing up for blah, 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 that side of the country that's trying to shut things down. Bullshit. That is not, if I wear a mask, I am not trying to stand up for some political bullshit. I'm just doing it for my own safety. Okay. So don't get wrapped up in that. That is just nonsense. That is straight nonsense. So we got some comments here to get up. Let me see. Debbie says there's some evidence that we build antibodies. Yeah, there is evidence, that, and that's the thing. There's evidence. It's not factual yet. There's just some evidence. You would think with the lines of other viruses and sicknesses that have happened, all the different flus. I mean, that's what a vaccine is. It's, they're pumping that back in you so that way you kind of get sick. So that way you build an antibody and all that good stuff. So, you would think logically that would work. We got this one right here. Yes, open the gym. I really need to get back into shape. I hear you. I hear you. Let's get this one. Daisy says, this is why I jog and run outside. That's good. I believe it. I mean, you guys can't really see, but I'm really, really, really dark. I got the lights like really beaming on me right now. That's how I got to get this whole green screen to work. But, it's I believe in being outside. I believe that it's really something that helps you in the long run for this virus and others. You never wanted to close. Well, yeah, I never wanted to close. Did I feel it was the right thing to do? Yeah, of course. I felt it was the right thing to do. But did I want to? No, I don't want to close. We got Justin. What's up, man? He says, don't operate in fear. Go run your business, take the precautions, but go do it. And, that's my fear is that people aren't going to be taking those precautions. And what do we got to do to ensure that people take those precautions? It's a slippery slope. And I was watching a live video from a guy that owns Big D CrossFit, and he was talking about what they're going to do and how they're going to run their business, but they are not opening up May 18th. They are going to wait till June 1st to open up. And that's interesting. I myself, and for Next Rep Fitness, financially, we can't do that. I've been very fortunate. I told all the members when we had to close, I said, for Next Rep to even be around when we are able to open up again, I still have to draft memberships. Now, for those that want a refund on those months and days that we were closed, we will have a refund package. But for right now, to be able to pay rent and keep the doors open, so when May 18th hit, we didn't know when that date was, but when May 18th hits, we can open up, unlike a lot of other businesses out there that have not been able to open up. And, you know, I'm going out with a video tomorrow to talk to everybody, all my members. And, you know, I got to say that it's been awesome. I've gotten a lot of private messages from them saying, Cody, don't even worry about it. I don't want a refund. I just want the gym open. I love the gym. I love everything that you're doing. And, you know, so don't even worry about the refund. And then, you know, then I got some obviously that said they lost their job and I've got to refund them. And, you know, so we've got a lot of that we're going to have to deal with. But, you know, the fact is it's real. It's real. It's not made up. You know, the virus is real. It's here. How many of you feel confident come Monday that you're going to go to your gym and you're going to go work out? And how confident do you feel standing next to somebody? You know, I'm kind of curious. I'm really curious. You know, my gut feeling says that we're going to just be flooded. You know, I mean, this is going to make the first of the year look like a cakewalk. You know, I think it's really going to be hard to manage with these restrictions with the gym. I honestly think there's going to be a lot of people there. I myself am really going to try to distance myself. I do know that, you know, and the whole reason why is you don't know that's the craziest thing about this. You don't know if you have it, and it can be up to 2 weeks. And then once you know it, then you get the quarantine time of 14 days. That's where people are like, sometimes I talk to people and they're like, oh yeah, I know the quarantine time. It sucks with it. Are you not thinking about before the quarantine time? Are you not thinking about the kids, your grandkids, your friends, your next door neighbor, the people that you're around, whatever before that? That's the part. That's the part. And the numbers may not be as high as what flu is or tuberculosis or other numbers that we have yearly, but it's new too. It's new. And it's halfway. I saw like all like the top 20. It's already in the middle, growing every day. So I guess the best thing that I can hope and encourage that everybody does is get out there, you know, even if it's not the gym, get out there, kind of help stimulate the economy a little bit. Let's get some money into the system some. Don't be so naive and don't be so one-minded in thinking, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Have some flexibility. You know, it's amazing how many times you see something happen and you know, I'm not even just talking about coronavirus. I'm just talking about events in general. In their whole life, they always felt this, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden it happens to them or it happens to a family member. And then all of a sudden they just turned upside down. What my job and what I try to do with people around me is keep them from being so one-minded. One-minded is the death of progression. Okay? Being a one-minded person is the death of progression. You need to be open to everything. I'm not saying that you can't take a side. You can take a side and a stance, but not until you understand all sides. And too many people, once they hear one thing, baby, they run with it. And that's all they go with. And I am out there every day trying to give people another way to view things. And you know what? Sometimes I agree with what they say, but I still give them the other way to look at it to keep them from not being so one minded. So we're going to open up May 18th. We're going to see what happens. As an owner of the gym and as a person that is going to go into the heart of the lion, into the mouth of the beast, and come home every day. And I'm living with, my wife and I and kid, we're living with my in-laws, because we're having our house built. So we're living with them right now. And they're 65 and older and stuff. And, I'm bringing it. There's a possibility, and that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. So I am definitely going to keep an eye out on the numbers from May 18th to June 1st and see if we're still staying at or below the 250 mark. Please, when you're at the gym, please do everything you can. I mean, I'm a gym owner speaking probably for every gym owner out there. Please do what you're supposed to do. Follow your state regulations. I know for a fact the city officials are out there and they are fining. And if they can walk through the door at any given time. And I don't give a damn if you feel that you shouldn't wear gloves and this is all nonsense and this is stupid. If you're coming into my gym or anybody else's gym, follow the damn rules. Follow them. Because we're the ones that have to pay for that damn ticket. Okay? We're the ones that get the fine, the owners. Okay? And so I can't keep an eye out. All gym owners out there can't keep an eye on every single member. That's the problem. We can't keep an eye on you. So it is you as a group, as a community, as the world to take some self-accountability right now. Whether if you believe it or not, when you're someplace else and it's not your rules, abide by them. You can be at your house, you can do whatever and not wear masks, not wear gloves and all that stuff. But if you walk into my gym and you're not doing it, I'm kicking your ass out. It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. And as long as we can just stick with that, I think we'll be fine. I think if we can keep the social distancing, wiping everything down, keeping everything disinfectant, everybody's got their gloves, then my hope, and we were kind of talking about this last night, the only thing we have is hope because we don't have answers. We do not have answers. All we have are suspects. Okay. Suspect, this may be how this happened. This may be is how this is going to happen. There's no true set stone answers. So we can only live on hope. I can't tell people not to come to the gym. I can open it up and it's up to you. But what I can tell you is when you enter the gym, you got to abide by the rules. And I guarantee you, I'm speaking for every gym owner out there. So we got another one right here. Thank you. The rules are our friend. So I really hope that, the latter part of this, when I gave you guys the two scenarios of what is going to happen come after May 18th, we all know that there's going to be more cases. We know there's going to be more deaths. And as unfortunate as that is, that's kind of the history of the world. There were wars, there were other pandemics, and there were lots of deaths. There were 9/11, all these different, there's always been death in this country and others. And we have got to figure out a way to get past and get through it. And I don't think either way, whether if we close down or open up, that's not going to stop death, sickness. And so just pray that you guys are doing the right thing. And I pray come 18th that everything is stable. And as a whole, we're making the right decisions. Please be cognizant of the numbers, watch them. And that's it, guys. I'm always open to comments. If you guys want to DM me afterwards, talk, whatnot, let me know. Again, if you guys were watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, you guys got to see it all. You just couldn't hear all the other stuff. If you listen to this on the podcast, remember you can always watch it on YouTube or Facebook, and this will always be able where you can watch this later. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching, tuning in. We actually had quite a few numbers watching. I want a few more of you guys to comment. I want a few more of you guys to, I really want to get a good grip of what you guys are saying or what you guys are feeling. But anyways, that is going to wrap it for this week's podcast. Go out there, be safe, take care of each other, be nice, be cognizant, be smart. And then also keep repping and flexing. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.